Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle one of the most fundamental ideas in all of programming, the variable. If you can nail this down, you're building a solid foundation for literally everything else you'll ever do in code. So let's just start with a really basic question. Ever wonder how an app, any app, remembers your high score in a game, or how it keeps you logged in with your username? There's gotta be some way for the program to hold on to that information, right? And that's exactly what we're going to break down today. First, we'll figure out what a variable actually is. Then, we'll get into the must-follow rules for naming them. After that, we'll talk about the art of picking good names versus really bad ones. And to wrap it up, we'll look at a handy command for keeping your workspace clean. Okay, so let's get right into it. The answer to that big question, it all comes down to one single concept, the variable. This is the absolute heart of how any program remembers anything. Okay, so here's the textbook definition. A variable is a named storage location in a computer's memory. I know, that sounds a bit dry, a little technical, but trust me, the idea behind it is super simple. And this is the best way to think about it. Just forget about computer memory for a second. Literally, just picture a box, a plain old cardboard box. You slap a label on it, say, my high score, and then you drop a number inside. That's it. Seriously, that's all a variable is. And making one? It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. First, you pick a name for your box, that's the label. In this case, we're calling it player score. Step 2, you use the equal sign. Now in programming, this doesn't mean is equal to, it means put this thing inside. It's an assignment. And finally, step 3, you give it the value you want to store. Here, it's the number 100. And boom, you've just created a variable. Okay, so you've got your box, but here's the catch. You can't just call it whatever you feel like. There are some hard and fast rules you have to follow. And this is what separates code that actually runs from code that just, well, breaks. And these rules, they're pretty much the same no matter what programming language you're using. First, the name has to start with a letter. No numbers, no symbols. Next, it can have letters, numbers, and underscores, but that's it. No spaces, no exclamation points, nothing fancy. And this last one, this is a big one. They are case sensitive. That means a variable named age with a little a is a totally different box from one named age with a capital A. The computer sees them as two completely separate things. And let me be super clear about this. These aren't suggestions. They're not style tips. They are absolute requirements. If you break these rules, your program will crash. End of story. The computer just won't have a clue what you're trying to tell it. All right, so once you've got the rules down and your code isn't breaking anymore, we can level up. Now we're talking about the art of programming, writing code that's not just functional, but is actually a pleasure for another human being to read. And this right here just says it all, doesn't it? On the left, you've got username, player score, items in cart. Just by reading the name, you know exactly what that variable is for. Now, look at the right. Un, PS, X, what on earth are those? Sure, the computer can handle it, but imagine trying to figure that code out 6 months from now. You'd have no chance. And that really gets to the core of it. Here's a little secret about programming. Code is read way, way more often than it's written. Your real job isn't just to talk to a machine. It's to communicate your ideas clearly to other people, and honestly, to your future self who's forgotten how everything works. Good variable names, that's your #1 tool for doing just that. Okay, last thing we're going to cover, it's a super handy little command for managing all these variables you're creating. Think of it like hitting the reset button or just cleaning up your desk when you're done working. So as you're working, your workspace, that's kind of like the computer's short-term memory. It starts filling up, right? You might have a username set to Alex, a player score of 100, a final login date. All these little boxes are just sitting there, active in memory. But what if you want to start a totally new task? And you don't want that old stuff hanging around and maybe causing problems. Well, in a lot of programming environments, you can just type a command like clear, and poof, everything is gone. The whole workspace is wiped clean. It's a fresh slate. So let's just recap the big ideas real quick. 1, a variable is just a labeled box for holding data. Super simple. 2, naming those boxes has strict, non-negotiable rules to keep your code from breaking. 3, good names make your code readable for humans, which is incredibly important. And 4, the clear command is your best friend for tidying up your workspace. And that really leaves us with one final thought. You now know the fundamental secret to making a program remember things. Anything you want, really. So what's the first thing you're going to make your program remember? Is it someone's score, a password, the name of their favorite cat? With variables, you can literally build anything.